So one of my buddies came by last night and dropped off a guitar that I built in 2017. I built this guitar according to the serial number. January of 2017 is when I built this, and it's interesting because I'm pretty sure this is the last neck that I ever did with a water slide decal. We don't do water slide decals anymore, which is interesting. And I don't use this finish on the neck anymore. This is a lacquer finish. This neck originally came, I put this neck originally on the very first Batfish that we ever built, like the prototype one. And then I ended up doing something else with that body, and then I took this neck and put that on this guitar. So this is a really nice neck. I want to say this is a Musicraft neck. And this guitar has been played. He gigs about 200 nights a year most of the time when we're not COVID-19ing it. There's no switch. It's just a volume and a tone and a humbucker with a tone pot, tone bypass. And it's just kind of a cool relic. The whole concept behind this guitar was, I was like, if you had that junk guitar, Eddie Van Halen's guitar, oh actually no, not Eddie Van Halen's guitar, I'll tell you who inspired this. The Gretsch that Malcolm Young plays. And it was one of those things where if you had like a junky guitar in high school that you just put a bunch of parts together and you made a guitar, that's what this is. Only with really properly top shelf stuff. So like properly good, properly reliable, but still looks and feels, and you know, we'll play this thing later. I don't exactly have time right this second, but we'll play this guitar today so you can hear it. It's really, really cool. I figured maybe I do have a few minutes before I got to do some other running to play this guitar a little bit. Let me show you basically a really cool build, and then the other thing is I figured I would take the time to show you what the setup is when we shoot these videos. So people have been asking us a lot. Honestly, I get a fair amount of criticism for it, but I don't really care because I do this to stay basic on purpose. It's no secret I don't like guitar demos. I don't like A/B tests. I don't like all that stuff because I think you're watching it on a phone or on an iPad or whatever, and it just doesn't, it's not fair to whoever, you know, you have to try this stuff yourself. Like, we get a lot of criticism on our comparison videos, like, why didn't you A/B test this pickup versus that pickup, or those strings, or whatever? And I'm like, that's not what we do. It's all about like the technical differences between a thing, and then you go out into the world and try that yourself. Go to your local store, and I know that's harder right now, but go to your local store, order some stuff from Amazon, wherever, and do that comparison yourself, because everybody's ears are different, right? So the goal is to actually just show this is a thing, this is a thing, these are the differences. So when we record stuff, I like to stay super basic. So this is my Zoom H5, and all I do is I literally run it straight into here. Make sure the card is in there. I've done that. Record a whole demo and then like not have, I don't have fingernails, so the card is in there. Record a whole demo and then not have a card in there. Okay, so basically all I do is I just chuck this in here. Typically every day I format this ahead of time, because if I don't, I lose stuff. I shot a bunch of video the other day and I formatted a card too soon and totally lost everything. That goes here, and then that goes into the back of the Kemper. I have a Kemper stage. It's not powered, so we just record directly into that. And then what we do, AKG headphones that I got. These things are amazing. And then we use the same profile every time, but when we get started, this is how we do it. So I'm going to jump to a normal clip, I'm going to jump to another clip, but I'm going to show you how I do this without editing it out. Okay, so I check my levels, I turn the guitar up, I hit record on the camera, I hit record here, And then what that does is it sends that tap through the recorder, and it also sends the audible tap from me doing it to the camera. So then I have those spikes in my audio track, and now I can align everything.
Okay, so I'll just cut in here to explain this real fast. So this clip right here, where I'm saying, basically, you're going to watch this, you have just watched this, and it's where I'm talking about how I tap on the guitar, etc., etc. So the light blue is the video. The dark blue is the audio from the camera on the Rode microphone that I have on the camera. The green is the audio file that I have brought over from the Zoom H5. And so I use those smacks. So this came through the Kemper. This came through the external microphone that's on top of the camera. And then I use that to line up. And then down here you can see where all I'm really picking up is guitar playing. And then what we'll do, see, this is probably like me guitar playing, and then I talk for a second, and then I start guitar playing again. And then what I'll do is I'll cut that section of the video so there's no audio from the camera, and it is only audio from the guitar, and vice versa. And I go through and do that. That's why this takes so long.
Now Jason plays this thing a half step down, so we're going to leave it there. We're not going to mess with that. Because that's what it's set up for. Boy, these strings are dead. And of course, everybody uses their Kemper differently, but I do this. I have mine set up for basically guitar testing. So this profile number 1 is a 65 Super Reverb that is clean to start with, and then I have some slapback delay that I turn on here, and then this is a rotary, and then this is a tube screamer. So when I'm just saying clean versus dirty, it's just a tube screamer on top of a 65 Super Reverb. I do have a compressor here, but I never ever use it unless I am testing something specifically, and if I don't mention it in a video, that means I'm not using it. That is my default profile: 65 Super Reverb, tube screamer on off, a little bit of slapback on off. That's literally it. This is a different 65 Super Reverb that I don't use very often. This is my old Fuchs ODS 50 that I used to have, that I profiled before I sent it back. This is a Marshall, I want to say, yeah, it's like a plexi, sort of like a Jerry Cantrell kind of tone. And then this is a Friedman Brown Eye 50, like wide open, with a little bit longer delay and maybe a rotary here or a phaser or something, I can't remember. And then this has a boost on it to just go full shred. So that's the setup that I use, but 98% of the time it's literally just this. It's literally just a 65 Super Reverb, clean, tube screamer on off, slap back delay on all the time, because nobody likes dry anything. So there's a little kind of a rundown of what how we record the demos, how we record stuff. One thing I will say, I do not put a ton of work into the post-production of that. I just chuck the audio files into the computer and run them that way. We don't run any compression afterwards, none of that kind of stuff. And, you know, I get all kinds of criticism for like, you should put more work into that audio, blah, 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 you know. But here's the problem. If you overprocess the audio in a demo, then people think that you put so much work into it that that's not really what it sounds like. If you just put it in there completely straight with no post-processing, then people think you're lazy. So you never really win. It's another reason why the only reason I really use guitar tone in some demos is to show this or that difference, you know, in construction or something like that. But when it really comes to stuff that's really subjective, to me, understanding the technical part and then taking that home or taking that to your local guitar store and hearing it for yourself, training your own ears, because not everybody hears everything the same. I just would rather inspire somebody else to do that than make videos for lazy people that just want to see answers by Googling stuff, and you know what I mean? Like, because those are the ones that sort of like annoy me. Like, they'll get in there and be like, I wanted to see all of this in one demo. Well, just Google another video. There's millions of videos that do that. So, you know what I mean? Like, it just kind of takes a little from everybody to make it all work. So, enough of my little rant on that. Let's go into tomorrow. So, it's like 9:45. I still need to edit this video and upload it. It's going to be a late night. But tomorrow, I want to get set up ahead of time for tomorrow. So in our next video, we're going to be winding mini humbuckers and a bunch of humbuckers and probably our humbucker size P90. So these guys will be, that's what we're doing next. So you'll see all that tomorrow. And we'll get as specific as you want. Put in the comments of this video, maybe if you've got questions or stuff that you want to see, you know, about this specifically, let me know. And maybe I'll try to make it part of tomorrow's vlog if I see it in time, because that would be kind of cool. Make sure that you subscribe and that you go to DylanContest.com and enter to win the 40,000 subscriber giveaway guitar, because we're getting close, just a couple thousand subscribers in between before we give that away. And remember that if you're not from the United States, you are still going to win some cool stuff, so enter anyway. Number 2, on our live video on Thursday, we are going to talk about some really cool stuff happening this summer, collaborating with other YouTube channels, doing some really neat stuff. I'm going to actually travel. Anyway, I don't want to give any more out about it, but we're going to talk about it on our Thursday live, which for you seeing this video right now will be tomorrow. So make sure you hang in for that, because it's going to be really cool. Thanks for hanging out. I guess we'll see you live on YouTube tomorrow.